Awesome, welcome to day 15 of the Amazon 10K challenge, where we take a product together from $0 all the way up to $10,000 every single month on Amazon FBA. And I'm doing it here fully transparently so you can do the exact same steps that I'm taking. You can see what actions I'm taking and when I'm taking it, what I'm thinking. You can see 100% inside my brain to replicate these actions for yourself and achieve the same $10,000 a month result at home as I do it. So make sure you're taking action and following along. This is day 15, so welcome if you've watched the last 2 weeks. If you haven't, definitely go back and watch the first 14 days and meet us back here in day 15. There's a lot of good stuff in there, as you can see on the screen here. We went through these first 3 phases and we're pretty much finished the 4th phase. We're waiting on some graphics from the designer, and then we're going to go through once more and optimize our listing that we've put up there. Just get a couple of extra key terms in there and improve sort of the readability of it, but that's 90% done. We are now moving into the launch of the product phase. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to price your product. I'm also going to be introducing you to the Snowball launch. This is the magic that has made me a lot of money. I'm going to teach you the theory behind that and exactly what we need to do in order to optimize our Snowball for our launch. Coming over here, we can see this is our investment page, which means this is where we've been keeping track of all the money we've invested so far. We have a budget of $4,000, and we're going to want a return of $10,000 revenue a month, $4,000 profit a month from that $4,000, which would be pretty incredible. We are selling this scratch maps. We're doing a large scratch map. Our name is Odyssey Maps, is our brand name, Odyssey World Maps. And we got them for $6.30 each, including shipping to the US into Amazon, and we got 500 units, so that cost us $31.50, and you can see our total once again is $36.54. So we got about $350 to play with for marketing. So before I jump into this video about the Snowball launch and our price points, I wanted to make sure you are part of the Facebook group. I talk about it every video, but basically join this Facebook group. We're all in here helping each other out, posting our results, inspiring each other's, educating each other. So link is in the description. Make sure you join our fast growing small community where we're all there to help each other out and be nice to each other. If you haven't got the Amazon Masterclass yet, this is a 12-hour masterclass. It's broken into 10 modules and it's made by me and Evan. And we've launched over 20 products together on Amazon, and everything that we know every step of the way, from introduction to Amazon, finding and validating your first product idea, turning that idea into a winning product, finding your supplier, crafting the perfect listing, going through page essential principles, and all that stuff that we've created that made our item so successful are in there. Module 6 is our launch, which I'm going to be touching on in this video, but all in depth, answering all your questions. It goes 10 times deeper than I can go here, just because I don't have as much time here. That's how we would launch our product. That's how we've launched our 20 products and made a lot of money from them. Marathon marketing, how to automate your growth and hire VAs and get them on so you don't even have to work and you're making a lot of money. And then how to take your $10,000 a month product and turn it into $1 million brand. So turn it into an $80,000 a month brand. And module 10 is all the technical tax stuff, selling from overseas, all the stuff you need to know. So everything you need in order to be a successful Amazon seller is inside this masterclass, and in the description is a $200 savings. If you use the coupon code in the description of this video, you'll save $200 off the price of this masterclass. We've had a lot of people join up during the series, and so welcome to everyone. I know you guys are enjoying it. So if you're not a part of it yet, definitely join the Facebook group and join the masterclass. So without further ado, let's jump into day 15. Don't miss out on this. We are giving away an Amazon product idea that I personally found that will make you over $5,000 every month, $1,000 of PayPal cash to buy your stock, and a fast-track Amazon FBA coaching session to ensure that you launch your product perfectly. To win, all you need to do is subscribe, turn on post notifications, and comment below why you want to start an Amazon FBA business. Enter now, then let's jump into this video. So we are back on our listing. This is the Odyssey map listing. that we have created together over the last couple of days. And the final things we need is we're waiting for our images to come through from our graphic designer. We're also waiting to be in stock from our supplier, and we're waiting to go over this just a last time and make sure it's fully 100% optimized for both SEO and for the people who are finding our product. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I'll do that last touch up on camera, of course. The other thing we're missing is a price. So it's not in stock, so obviously there's no price yet. But we need to find out what is the best price to sell this for. We have 500 units coming, so that's important to remember. We have 500 coming. And then, of course, we will do the double down. If I can get this, here we go. So phase 8 is the double down, which basically is just the reorder. And to once we've proven it's a successful product and we're making money off it, that's when you want to double down and get the next order in as quickly as possible so you can keep the momentum that we have. So we have 500 coming, and when they are successful, we'll have a reorder of 1,000 more coming very soon after that. My cat's playing with a toy with a bell in it. Alright, he stopped for now. So we don't have a price yet, so in order to pick the price, there's a couple things I want to teach you, which is where I am a little bit confused of where to start. But basically, let's have a look at what everyone else is pricing it at. That's a good way to pick how much. Scratch off world map. It's a good way to pick or just to get a ballpark range of your price. So this is Jungle Scout. Again, we've been using this all for the last 2 weeks. Get it for yourself. The link is in the description. You can save $20 with that link. It's going to load up the average price up here for us at $24.88. And you can see the top ones at $34, $34, $28, $22, $27. This one's even down to $9, which is pretty incredible. It's very cheap. It must be really small. Let's have a look. It's not in stock, so it's sold out. How long has it been selling for? 44 days, so it's very new. Size, small size. It's not very helpful. Here we go. 16 by 11 inches, so it is considerably smaller than ours, but that is still a very cheap price, especially for it to be on Prime, which is impressive. We are definitely going to go after the higher price. So I'm going to extract this next page and see what they got over there. See, they got 29s. They sort of drop on the second page. You can see the people who are really owning the market. This one's a little bit higher too, but the people who are really owning the market are pricing it up there at $35. And that's because they're already getting so much traction. There's so many sales. They got 4,000 sales this month, which is crazy. They can bump their price up a little bit because they are doing a lot of sales, so they can maximize their profit on each sale, which I'll be showing you the right time to do that for us. So the average price is $24. We're actually going to have a very high quality map. It's going to be a lot bigger than everyone's. It's going to be a nicer design. You can see the design on that listing page, I think. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very nice design, custom designed by us. It's a minimalist design, bright colors. The listing's going to be superior. So I do want to have the price represent how good the map is, because if we came in and priced it at like $16, for example, even though we might break even or make it $1 or $2 a map, we are going to devalue the value of our map because it's priced so low. When we could sell probably equal amount at $22 or $23. I think what I want to do is I want to price it low to start and then slowly bump it up as we start to get sales. And I'll show you why. If I can pull up this Snowball. So this is what I call the Amazon Snowball launch. And this is really, really important because this is what we're going to be focusing on between this and one other thing for the rest of this series. So I'm going to teach it to you in theory today, and then we're going to do it in practice in the real world with our scratch maps as soon as we can. And you'll be able to do that with your product too. So you can start up here. So this is 1 million bestseller rank. And to give you an idea, once again, what bestseller rank is, if we can click on one of these maps, every product on Amazon is ranked based on how well they sell, essentially. So if the best-selling product on Amazon, and you can get that by typing best-selling Amazon product on Google, and then click the first link, you'll come to this page. For example, this. What do you mean? This is the #1 selling in toys, I believe is the category. #1 in toys and games. You can see the top 100 here. but it doesn't stop at 100. This chart is 100, but it basically goes into the hundreds of thousands or the millions, depending on how many products are listed in that category. To see all the categories that have a number 1 ranking, you can go back to all departments, and you can see all these have products that they rank against each other. So they don't rank across categories, but everyone in the same category gets a rank between 1 and say a million, or whatever the last product is. So sports and outdoors. This Hydro Flask is the number 1 ranked in sports and outdoors, and it's different to the toys and game ones. You can't compare how well that toys and games number 1 product is compared to the sports and outdoors, but you can compare them within a category thanks to bestseller rank. So number 1 in sports and outdoors, you can see that here. So once you choose your category, and we're in toys and games, we want to get as good bestseller rank as possible. So we want to climb up the rankings of all the other listings as much as possible for toys and games. So when you start, and we won't have a bestseller rank yet because we're not in stock. I keep closing that tab, but we won't have a bestseller rank yet. This person's bestseller rank is 578, which is very good. Anything under 10,000, you're going to be making good money. In order for us to make $10,000 a month, I think we want to sit around the 3,000 bestseller rank. That should get us there, and we can verify that by coming back here and jungle scouting again, seeing who's doing $10,000. So this guy's doing 8,000. He's at 2,000. This guy's doing. He's got that cheap price. So this guy's doing basically 10,000 a month, and he's sitting at 5,000. So depending on price, our price will probably be similar to this. So I guess we're going to sit around that $3,000 or $5,000 mark. As you can see, this one's at 4,000. Are they in office? I think we're in office too, actually. I think I may have made a mistake. So we'll be ranking against the office products in their category. But again, we want to sit between 3,000 and 5,000 in order to achieve that $10,000 a month goal that we have. So that'll be our first goal, and then we'll try and move up from there. So that is what this 1 million is. It's the bestseller rank in the category that you're in. And basically, what we want to do is we want to build sales momentum as we roll down the hill. So the more sales we get, the bigger our snowball is going to get during our launch. And this is really important because as soon as our launch is over, which is normally at about a week, 7 to 10 days, your launch will be technically over once you start promoting. It's going to basically, your product is going to maintain wherever it ended up during that launch. So if we get all the way down to, say, 25,000 bestseller rank, it's going to create sort of like the ground level for our product. In order for us to get higher, we're going to have to do basically a relaunch, and we would probably not sink too much lower because we're going to carry that momentum onwards. That's what this arrow is. That's our marathon marketing, which will be, we don't actually have it here. It'll be after the double down will be the marathon marketing. It'll be strategies to put into place to be long-term marketing in order to maintain that rank we got off launch. So we want to get as much momentum and as much snow or as much sales. So sales are the equivalent to snow in this metaphor as possible, because that's going to be basically our long-term revenue, whatever we get to. So we want to get down to the 5,000 or the 3,000 for these scratch maps. And how you do that is you get as many sales as possible. And it's really hard to get momentum up here because you're such a small snowball. But for every sale you get up here, your ball really starts to roll. And I'll explain why in a second. But you want to basically, that we have a lot of strategies to get sales initially. You want to get as many of them as possible, because the more sales you get, the higher and higher you're going to climb, or the higher up the ranks you're going to climb. And then the easier it is to get organic sales from there. So if you are number 1, what do you meme? This is number 1 in toys and games. Let's actually go to office and home, see who our competitors are, office products. So number 1 is Elmer's liquid school glue. Number 2 is the colored pencils, more pencils. I can see a lot of stationery, printer ink. These are the top 20 who are making incredible amounts of money. If we click on this, you can see they rank 1 through to 20 here, and they're making high 5 figures, some 6 figures per month. Again, it depends on their price points. So some of them are quite low, such as $27,000 a month. It's because their price point is so low. So if we got to this ranking, we'd be making a lot more because we would have a $29 product, for example. But basically, we are competing with these people, and the higher up we get on that bestseller rank for our maps, the easier that is to maintain and the more money we will make. And I want to pull up this second graph right here, which is called the Amazon Sales Success Cycle. And this may be a lot to take in, maybe not, but if it is a little bit overwhelming, a little bit confusing, we're going to be going over this again and again. I'm going to show you live exactly what I mean as it happens with this scratch map launch. So don't be too overwhelmed if you don't get this straight away. Just try and take in as much as possible at the higher concepts, and it'll become much more concrete once we start rolling and once I start showing you exactly. We'll be back through these graphs tomorrow, through these infographics tomorrow, and I'll keep explaining this to you until it really becomes like natural for you. And so when you're going through your launch, you're seeing what stages you're in and you're seeing what actions you need to take from that stage. So here is the Amazon Sales Success Cycle, and you can see up the top is the initial launch sales. So that is, once again, I'll give you the strategies to get these sales, but basically the first, say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 sales of your product, and that's going to get that ball rolling down that hill, that snowball. It's going to go from $1 million all the way down. 50 sales would take it way down here to probably 50,000, 30,000 rank. What happens when you do get those initial launch sales is you automatically get a increased bestseller rank, because it's basically done off sales. There's a couple other factors in there, but mostly sales. You're going to get a better rank. So you're going to go from $1 million down to 30,000. What happens when you get a better seller rank is you get better product exposure on Amazon. So you get that in two ways. The first way you get that is on SEO. So your map will end up showing higher on search results the more sales and the higher bestseller rank you have. Amazon like, oh, people are buying that, people like that product, therefore we need to put it higher in the search results so more people can see it and choose whether they buy it or not. So you can see that the ones on the first page, this map's on the first page, they tend to be the ranking really, really high. And again, it's sort of like, it's a cycle, and I'm going to go through that. They rank high because they get a lot of sales, and they get a lot of sales because they rank high. But you can see, if I go to page 2, you notice a considerable drop in bestseller ranks. You start to get these 5 figures in, these high 4 figures, more 5 figures, here's a big 6 figure. The better bestseller rank, the higher you're going to rank on those search results. And you can see these are by far the lowest figures. So the more momentum we get on those first initial sales for the map, the better bestseller rank, and then the more organic exposure through SEO and also through what I call the Amazon spider web. So for example, where's Landmass? Landmass Goods is probably the leader in these scratch maps, and let me just double check that. Landmass, here you are, 174. So top three people. I bet you he has a very, very big web, which means when you click on someone like this and you scroll down to customers who bought this item also bought, I have a feeling, I don't know what it looks like. It's not going to give me the brand. What does Landmass look like? So he's got the cardboard box on the side. Let's go Wanderlust and let's go Wolf's House. So Wanderlust is here. Yeah, you can see right here. Customers who bought this item also bought. He has real estate on this other person's page because he has a high seller rank and because customers who bought this item also bought. So you're getting basically people to buy your item and to buy another item, and all of a sudden you get real estate on their listing because people who like your item also like the other person's item. And the more people who buy your product, obviously they're going to be shoppers on Amazon. They're going to be long-term shoppers on Amazon who buy more than one thing on average. You're going to automatically start appearing on all these other listings and getting all that traffic going back to your listing because people are buying your product. And I'll be going more into that theory. I don't want to give you too much today. I want to spread it out over the next 7 to 10 days as we're launching. But basically this is called the Amazon spiderweb. That's what I call the Amazon spiderweb. And the more sales you get, the higher you're going to rank in SEO, and the further you're going to reach with your Amazon spiderweb. Again, the further you reach with your Amazon spiderweb, the more product sales you're going to get because the more people are going to see listing, the more people are going to buy your listing. So it's a cycle. And you can see once again, the more people who buy your product, the better your rank is going to get. So you may go from 30,000, you've got higher SEO, so more people are finding you. You've got a longer reaching web, so more people are finding and buying your item again. We're also doing pay-per-click and a couple of other advertising strategies. And we may go from 30,000 all the way down to 10 or 8,000. And the thing what happens if we go to 10,000, we're going to increase bestseller rank. So we get more exposure once again, both in the web and in the SEO. And we're going to get more sales. So we're going to start organically rolling down this hill because we've built this momentum, and we're going to get bigger and bigger snowball until we get a lot of sales. And that may automatically carry us from 10 down to 5 where we want to be, which is because that is our $10,000 a month, or we may go beyond 5. But basically that is the theory. I hope I explain that clearly enough. If I haven't, please let me know below any questions you have, because I'll be back really soon. I'm not ending this video yet, but I'll go over the questions that you asked in today's video tomorrow. If you don't understand that Snowball launch or the Amazon sales success cycle, because I do want you to have a decent grasp on this, and we will be going over this again and again. But basically you need to remember, the more momentum you have, the more sales you get, the better bestseller rank you're going to get, the better reach your product gets, and then of course the more traffic it gets and the more sales it gets again. So it's basically the better your product is doing, the more sales it's getting. For example, so I showed you that example of the landmass. Let's see if it's on this one too. So sponsored products. So this one doesn't actually have a lot of related here. So this guy's he's got his web there. It seems to be quite a new, he's only 40 days old, so that's why no one's coming up there. Because he's only got 4 reviews, he's only been there for 39 days, and it doesn't even actually have it full. For people who have been there a while, you can see there's just pages of it. So this one's only 2 pages. How long has this one been here? Only 53 days, so that's why. But you can get up to like 10, 12 different pages of customers also bought once your item's been there and it's been selling well. Let's go back to bestsellers. This person here, My Life Unit Fine Liner. So he has a bestseller rank of, where are we? Number 5 in office products, which is our category. He will be having a really large Amazon spiderweb. He will be all over other people's listings because people have bought this and then they've gone on shopping, and they've also bought, say, a note pen to write in, or stickers, or this or that. So if we go to, for example, these stickers, we're very likely to see these fine liners over there. You can see it's the very first recommended one because their web is reaching so far, and they're also, SEO is going to be really high because they're best-selling rank. So if I typed in something like fine liner color pen set, we'll go all categories, all departments. We can search that. They should come up. Rosy Life, Towel Tree, Hoo Hero, My Life Unit. Here you go. First page for that SEO term. Now, what you will find, and they didn't have the best ranking for that, but most of your sales won't actually come from SEO. They'll actually come from your spider web. I don't have stats on this, but I feel like it's over 80% are going to come from our spider webs that we create. And I teach much more about this in the course. Link is in the description for that if you want to go over the theory in detail. But I will be touching on this and letting you know most of my thoughts in this series as well. So I guess let's end that there because I did give you a lot today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because I'll be going over this more and more. I'm excited to get into this marketing because I'm a marketer. I love finding new ways to launch things, finding innovative strategies to beat competitors that people aren't doing. I like coming up those ideas and I love sharing them with you. So make sure you do subscribe and keep tuning back because we are in the fun phase. We got through sort of the slow phases and we're starting to really get into the exciting times, and we're going to start to see results too, which is going to make this whole series a little bit more legitimate because you can see the results at the moment. You just have me telling you how confident I am going to get it. So I'm excited to show you those results and have you start taking action, have you in the course, making sure you know everything that I know about Amazon. So when you're launching a product, you're not nervous, you're not scared. You can just take that leap of faith. Remember also to get over to that Facebook group where we're all helping each other out. And also remember to comment below any questions you have. So I'm in here accepting people who are requesting access to that group. So make sure you request access and then come and say hello inside that group, and we'll all be there to greet you. I'll see you tomorrow in day 16. Thanks so much for watching. Okay, as I turned that off, I realized I forgot to touch back on that price point, choosing what price we're going to be selling these maps for. And the whole reason I actually introduced this snowball method and this success cycle is to help you understand why I'm choosing the price I'm choosing, but I forgot to tell you what the approximate price is. And the approximate price will initially be about $22 to $23 to get those initial sales rolling. So it's going to be cheaper than what we want to sell it at, and it's only going to be about $7 profit per item. But that's only for the first dozen, maybe 2 dozen sales, and I'll have certain bars we need to reach in order to increase that price. But the price will be increasing as we roll the ball down the hill. And you may ask why I don't keep the price really low as the ball rolls down the hill. The reason I don't is, one, we only have 500 units of stock and I don't want to run out. 2, I want to maximize profit as much as possible. And 3, the bestseller rank is not just based on how many sales, but it's also based on the total amount of revenue. So if there's an item that's $1 and there's an item that is $1,000, one-to-one sales aren't exactly the same. Sales are more weighted than the actual price, but you want to basically get a balance between a great price and a high ranking. So that's what we're going to be priced at, about $22 to $23, and we want to eventually work up to that $29 to up to maybe $35 price point. We will be playing it by ear, and I'll be letting you know why I make all those decisions. So I'm glad I jumped back on here to let you know what the actual price will be, because that was the purpose of this lecture, and I'll see you tomorrow.